like Christian evangelical Zionists specifically, that have this exterminationist Armageddon theological justification. This is real. The red heifer, like they're trying to. It sounds insane when you think about it, but like that is real. That is a real thing. Ironically, also in Israel. But I saw like something that they posted that I actually bookmarked because I thought that was really interesting. It was in response. It was in response to Ryan Coogler potentially doing X-Files, right? Really wonder what Coogler's angle is here. Obviously, you can do a fun Monster of the Week thing with some mythology elements in your sleep, but the core themes of the new X-Files, or the core elements of X-Files, revolve around conspiracy, and that means something different now than it did in the 90s, right? Because Ryan Coogler, for those of you who don't know, is maybe potentially thinking about doing a new X-Files. But in the 90s, conspiracy theories surrounding aliens were very different than the types of conspiracy theories that exist now. Okay? Get Coogler on the stream or pussy. I love Ryan Coogler. I would love to have him on the stream. That'd be sick. I mean, he's been on with my queen, Amy Goodman, so it's not that big of a stretch. And he works with Boots. So it's not a stretch at all, as a matter of fact. Considering that he works with Boots Riley and also Amy, I literally have 2 avenues of entry into having Ryan on the broadcast. Like, that would be sick. That would be sick. Wait, have you had Boots Riley on? I've never had Boots Riley on, but like, we're moots on Twitter. I watched an interview where he struggles so hard not to admit he's a communist. You mean Ryan Coogler or you mean Boots? Boots Riley is an out and about communist. I don't know about Ryan Coogler. Did you see Sinners? Yeah, I saw it early. Shouts out to the RDC boys. Shouts out to Mark Phillips, Supreme Dreams. They invited me to watch an early screening of it, and it was awesome, and I loved it. Chris Kunzler said he wants to come on the stream, by the way. He DM'd you. I don't respond to British. I have a no British policy. No, I'm kidding. I would love to have Chris on at some point. Yeah, I am a big fan of his work. I think he's doing great. He's doing great work. Playlist for later. Yeah. We'll get to it in a second. What was I talking about? Oh, conspiracy theories, right? Conspiracy theories that currently exist. Conspiracy theories that you can't call conspiracy theories because this is real, but at least like maybe covered from a perspective that's a little bit embellished. Robert Skvarla responds, what do you mean? The U.S. is controlled by a cabal of UFO-obsessed defense contractors who believe AI will enslave society and are trying to usher in its arrival. One of them might be a vampire who survives on the blood of young people. That is Peter Thiel. Okay? The government has spent 8 years trying to convince us Cuba, Russia, and China are hiding secret brainwaves that they've been using to zap diplomats and CIA officers. Havana Syndrome. Congress held hearings about a UFO crash retrieval program. The year ended with people freaking out over a secret government drone program and or UFO sightings over New Jersey. Remember, that was in December. I was just thinking about that as well, by the way. There was just a story in the news about a tech-adjacent rationalist cult, what was it? The Zizian cult. For those of you who don't know, the Zizian cult didn't get a lot of motion overall, but it was very weird, but that literally is a thing. Tech-adjacent rationalist cult that may have been involved in cross-country murder spree. The defense contractors that control society own or have a stake in companies with business models built around schizo algorithms in our phones. They profit off of a subset of Congress people are motivated by a messianic cult that is running a breeding program designed to birth a red heifer because they will think it will bring about a rapture. He's talking about evangelical Zionists, like Christian evangelical Zionists specifically, that have this exterminationist Armageddon theological justification. This is real. The red heifer, like they're trying to. It sounds insane when you think about it, but like that is real. That is a real thing. Ironically, also in Israel, you have one of the members of the cabal is a rich pervert who believes only he can repopulate society. So he's running a private breeding program. Elon Musk. He may have as many as 50 children. Oh, and he knew a notorious who was trying to do the same thing. Jeffrey Epstein. The cabal conspiracy influencers are propagandists that lull the public into a false consciousness so they can carry out their eugenicist technocratic agenda. This also goes along with what, like, the conversation I had with Nathan Tankus. It dovetails nicely into that, where Nathan was like, you don't understand. I've been around these people. And they only care about birth rates. Like that, it unironically is what they are obsessed with. Like I sometimes find myself feeling like there's no way these guys are that stupid or that insane. And then lo and behold, they prove me wrong, you know? Because on principle, for those of you who don't know, on principle, I have a policy of never assuming. I have a policy of never assuming that someone I'm covering is behaving in an irrational manner, right? Because you can't do commentary or an analysis if you just assume that the person that you're talking about is too stupid or too irrational or too erratic. Like, you have to always try to figure out the rationale. Even an irrational person can have like a logical through line. And that's what I try to identify, usually. Action and reaction. That's what I do in my commentary, right? But some of these are crazy. Okay? Some of these guys are that stupid. And they are that crazy. And I don't know what to do about it. I used to be a big Ethan Klein follower and immediately jumped ship here after October 7th. Wanted leftover stream. I wish you could see that so many people left this community, not because we are anti-Semitic, but we are all anti-Zionist. Okay, well, we'll get to that stuff later, okay? Just save that. Save that for the future. Weren't there Texan evangelicals breeding red heifers to send to Israel? Yes. Also, come on, you can't tell me this guy isn't an alien. It's so funny. Egghead. Those Christians are called accelerationists, and it's a belief that you can bring about the second coming of Christ through a major world event or some other apocalyptic means. Mike Johnson is currently living with an accelerationist pastor, by the way. Yeah, I do find it very insane and very crazy. Hasan, can you not defend Nasrallah in the debate? I've been looking into him, and he basically denies the... Yeah, I'm...